Alright, we're going to be taking a look at my Hanwei Ninjato. And this is a combat ready ninja sword. It does have a straight blade. I know there's a lot of controversy online as far as what constitutes a quote-unquote real ninja sword. Traditionally they did use the same katanas that the samurais used. The daishos with the curved blades. There has been, some speculation and conjecture of whether straight bladed swords that we see in, ninja movies the last several decades, as far with the square subas, as far as whether those were actually ever used. And it's hard to say. I doubt that ninjas would have necessarily created their own brand of sword for that particular, martial art, because back then it really wasn't considered its own martial art. And ninja was really a type of guerrilla fighter. So they would have just used the weapons that were available. A lot of them were farmers, and they would use farm implements and other handmade tools. It's possible they may have conceived some sort of straight-bladed weapon, whether it be a long knife or a short sword, and used that. Whether that would have fit the exact criteria of what they are making these modern-day ninja swords out of, no one will ever know that. So I just wanted to address the fact that yes, I realize this may not be a traditional ninja sword since it is a straight blade. However, this particular sword is an excellent sword. I have not actually used it very much to cut things, just because it's more of a decorative piece for now. I have a lot of other katanas that I use for playing with and cutting stuff. So this one I just kind of sit on my dresser, and it's got a really nice blade on it. So whenever you cut things, it tarnishes the blade no matter how well you tend to it. So I wanted to try to keep that as pristine as I can for as long as possible. Now I have seen videos of these being used for cutting all kinds of stuff, and they apparently cut very well and are extremely durable. And they also are not just a cutting weapon, because straight bladed swords aren't even necessarily used or best used for cutting or slicing. I can't imagine this not being good at slicing because it's a 2.5 foot long razor, but it's not going to have the same slicing capabilities as a curved blade in some respects. So it would be an excellent chopper. I could easily see this chopping a limb off. Probably even could cut somebody's head off with one crisp slice. But it's got this nice little tanto point on it, and that's going to make this an excellent stabbing weapon. Has a very nice balance to it as far as the weight. It's kind of blade heavy, which gives you some good momentum when chopping and swinging it. You can use it two-handed or one-handed. I actually like to use ninja swords with the reverse grip like this. But there's a lot of different ways that you can grip the sword. This would be an excellent zombie killer because it does not require reloading. So for all of you zombie people out there, consider getting yourself a good ninja sword. You can use this indoors because it's shorter and you can swing it closer into your body and stab with it, whereas a longer curved blade katana would get you'd get caught up trying to swing it indoors and it would hit things, and you need more open space. This you can almost use like a large knife or machete, and you can just hack and stab, slash, chop, and it's gonna work really well that way. Has a nice little scabbard here. It's got these little what are they? Like gargoyle faces with rings, so that you can tie a strap to it. And I don't know if ninjas ever really put swords on their backs as they show in the movies. The main reason is because I don't see how you would ever re-scabbard or reholster the sword if it was on your back, because you can't see what you're doing when you stick it in the scabbard if it's on your back, and this is a razor sharp pointed sword, so you don't want to have your hand up here fiddling around and cut yourself. So I think you'd be better off just sticking this in your waist, or just holding the scabbard in your hand, or saya as they call it, and then discarding it when you're in combat. Just lay it on the ground, or use it, you know, with the two-handed style, and just use this as a blocking weapon, thrust and stab with the sword. So there's a couple different ways you can do it. The scabbard would kind of get in the way if it was on your waist, because it's a little bit long and kind of clunky as far as that goes. So I would actually recommend either using it as another weapon, or just throwing it on the ground and just focusing on your sword and holding that. Don't let this encumber you. Wow, that's really sharp. Yeah, I really like this sword a lot. It's got a very nice handle. Looks like, I believe it's suede wrapped. It's full tang. The saya or the Suba handguard has the I think it's 8 hand symbols. There should be 9, but this one only shows 8. I'm not sure where the 9th one is, but that's kind of cool. They say that you can set this up against a tree and kind of lean it on there, and then put your feet on here, and you can actually stand on it to help climb up a tree. Or you could jab this in to a tree and then stand sideways on the blade and use it as like a stepping stone. I mean, the blade is pretty strong. Look how solid, look how thick that steel is. This isn't going to be something that's just going to break. I mean, especially with soft targets, it's going to cut through anything. There'd be no stopping you. You know, this is a extremely deadly weapon. You could chop and slice through people like nobody's business. Just one little poke to the abdomen or chest or neck, and it would kill somebody. Just with no effort at all. You could go running through somewhere, taking people out, no problem. If you're swinging this like a wild man, there would just be absolutely no stopping you unless somebody had a firearm or another sword or something. It's just extremely, extremely sharp, and in the right hands could do a significant amount of damage. So I would actually take this weapon above pretty much anything else in some type of survival situation, whether it's zombie apocalypse, or, you know, even if you were just needed something like a machete to help chop through you know, brush or vegetation or something. I wouldn't really recommend chopping a lot of wood with this. It's not really what it's meant for, but it could hack through a jungle, that's for sure. So this would be a very advantageous weapon to have, tool to have during a survival situation. It will work excellent for self-defense. There's not much that's going to stand up to it aside from a projectile-based weapon. I also have Shuriken Cold Steel Ninja Stars, which are a projectile weapon, which would go good hand in hand with this. It's also, another ninja weapon, the throwing stars. But that would give you the range, and then you could use this for close up. Still, it's not going to handle against a firearm, but it would be nice to put this alongside a projectile weapon, whether it's throwing knives, shuriken, something of that nature. It's going to be extremely devastating, that type of combination. That is pretty much going to be it for this video. I do have a lot of ninja weapons. I haven't done too many videos on them yet. I probably will in the future, just depending on how many people are interested in these types of videos. I know sword reviews and weapons videos are always pretty cool, so I wanted to at least do this one and show off this really cool sword I have. But other than that, if you like my channel, make sure that you subscribe. Check out all the other videos. We got a ton of air guns, ninja weapons, survival gear, all kinds of cool stuff on here. So make sure to subscribe. Other than that, thanks for watching.